State of men relating to women in the West and pornography. Okay, so this is an overdue video that a lot of people I just decided to sit in a department store and do this video because it's been something that's on my mind for a very long time, and I've really wanted to cover this topic because this is a topic that so many people are struggling with, so many men are struggling with. So it's not surprising that in Western society at the moment most men are porn addicts. You know, they are heavily addicted to pornography. It starts off with one thing and then suddenly it's gone left. You know, we don't know what they're addicted to anymore, and a lot of men are ashamed of it. I mean, they know they're addicted, which is why they can't have relationships with women anymore. And there's so much going on. So the Zionist cabal, I'm not gonna say Jews because that's Zionists and Jews are two different things. The Zionist cabal, a lot of them are gay producers from Hollywood, and they have flooded the market. Porn is a billion-dollar industry. They have weaponized sex against men. They have destroyed men completely. They have destroyed a man's understanding of what a normal woman is, what a healthy woman looks like. You'll see a lot of guys can't get turned on by a normal looking woman, or if she's got stretch marks or a bit of a belly, or you know, she hasn't had surgery, or she doesn't look a certain way. They can't get turned on. Why? You want to bet why? And this is something men are struggling with. Like, I see a lot of groups online, you know, most of them, even older guys, but more younger guys, they don't really have much hope any longer. Most of them are struggling. They're just quiet because they're addicted. And you know, porn is one of the worst, probably one of the worst or the worst addiction that a man can have. Because it's as I've said, it's weaponizing sex. It's making them completely numb to what a real woman is. So when you look at real women, nothing's happening. You see a lot of guys, they're completely checked out, nothing's happening with them, and you know, a lot of women are like, what's wrong? There's a lot of things that are wrong, but men and porn is a big one. Okay, now women generally want the attention of a man. That's just common sense. Myself included. There's no like, oh, I think I'm better than any other woman. No, that's a female thing. Some women are obviously taking it too far, basically. You want the attention of a man due to desirability. You want him to desire you. You want him to look at you a certain way. I don't mean this in a sense of him being creepy towards you, but you know, if you like him back, you want him to look at you. You want him to desire you a certain way. Okay. Now, because a lot of guys, due to porn, due to chemtrails, and also due to the estrogen they're mixing in the water, the plastics, most guys of today are bisexual or they're gay. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being bisexual or gay, I want to make it clear. But when you are taking perfectly healthy, normal, straight men and turning them into bitches, there's a problem and we need to address that. Okay. It's unsurprisingly that I would say lots of guys, I mean, I don't know of other cultures, but I'm sure that's what's happening. A lot of them are just behaving very girly, very feminine, and that's literally due to the estrogen in the plastics and the chemtrails they're spraying. The assault on men is so bad that we can't even begin to cover that assault. Now, what is the solution to this assault? It's very difficult because a man needs to work on himself to be able to work out what it is he truly wants and how to have a healthy sex drive without bringing all that extra filth and mess inside it. Now, the trouble is that men like what they like. Of course, lots of guys, as we know, Western society is been designed to completely damage men. A man likes what he likes, and sometimes I go out, generally, and probably the UK is the worst offender for this, but I've seen it in other countries as well. Lots of women are not understanding, like, what is it they're liking about the gold diggers? What is it that they look good? Let's just stop the answer right there. We're now living in a world where if you dress up, People think you're an escort, they think you're a gold digger, they think you're a rich man's wife. You can't dress up for the sake of dressing up. You have to be something in order for that to happen, and that's not the case. Like myself, you privilege yourself on the way you look because it works. Because people give you preferential treatment, they give you nice treatment, they're nice to you basically. So it's more like, well, what's the situation? How does it work? And a lot of women are frightened to look a certain way, and they're frightened to look a certain way simply because, you know, they don't want to get called names, or they don't want to be bullied, or, you know, because women are jealous and competitive with each other, especially for men, and we know that. But this whole problem in society, because how truly can a man have a stable relationship or a marriage if he's a porn addict? It's not gonna work, because you'll never be enough for him, and then his addictions are gonna get worse and worse and worse over time. And when addictions consume someone, it's very hard to get them out of it. This is a topic I've seen very few women actually covering, but this is a topic that's a big problem in society, because it's so far gone that you open these social media apps and it's not like, it's not productive, it's not constructive, there's nothing real that's on them anymore. You just see naked women everywhere. And it's to the point that it's not a celebration of a woman's body. It's not like, oh, she's feeling strong and confident in herself, and that's why her sensuality is being shown. No, that's not the case. It's more, how many fucking surgeries can I get done so that I look like Kim Kardashian, so that men like me? Why? Because of pornography. Because men's brains are so damaged to the point that they have no appreciation of the natural feminine form. There are few men, I can say, who are healthy, who know that what's going on in the world is abhorrent, and they still like the natural feminine form. As I've said, that it's an attack, it's a very deep attack. There are many men who have approached me for that problem, like, can you do something for us? We're addicted, we're this, we're that. And I'm like, yeah, there's stuff to help you. Yeah, I can help you with that. And it's not from a place of judgment that I'm sitting and judging men. I feel sad for many guys. I genuinely feel sad because they're not getting the support and help they need. They're getting judged, they're getting criticized, they're getting shunned. But when somebody is going through an addiction, you don't sit and judge them. You think, okay, how bad does it have to be that somebody is addicted? And what a lot of the guys are actually looking for is love. That's why they're going down this road, because with most men, in their brain, the differentiation is a bit tough sometimes. They're looking for that physical intimacy because they're really, really looking for sensuality, for warmth, for femininity, okay? Now, we're gonna cross over to the women. In Western society, you get one of two women. Either she looks like a hooker or she looks like a man. There's no balance with women who look decently dressed, feminine, nice looking, and they're polite and they have a sweet personality. Now, this can cover many topics about mental damage, emotional damage, narcissistic abuse. I can go deep into it. Point being that most of society is completely fucked. So if any man is struggling with this and you watch this, there's no judgment from my part. I actually feel sad. When I see a lot of men on this topic, I feel sad. I feel sad how much they're struggling, because if a lot of guys of today weren't struggling, they wouldn't be taking all that out on women. And vice versa. If women weren't struggling, they won't be taking it out on the men. They wouldn't feel the need to. You know, every time I look at women and they're nasty and bitchy to men, I always ask myself why. What's the need for you to be so nasty to a man? What do you get from being nasty to him? But it's the damage, it's the hurt, it's the tit for tat, it's the childishness. Oh, men hurt me, I'm gonna do it. No, that's not how you live in a progressive society. You have to go away and heal, because those guys that have hurt you are already damaged, they're below you. So the porn thing is a massive problem. And even, you know, back in maybe many years ago, you could tell the difference between the women who did sex work and the women who didn't. Now you don't have to worry about it because they're literally on the street doing it. You don't even know which woman is doing what. You know, it's so bad that so many guys are like, does she have an OnlyFans? Is she a whore? Is she this? They're asking themselves, these are abhorrent and disgusting questions to ask for a woman. Society is so far gone that I can talk about the myriad of problems we have in society, and it's not a woman's fault, it's not a man's fault. You want to blame somebody, you really want to blame someone, blame the global elite, blame them for what they've made a man, made a woman. They've turned a person into a machine. They've turned a human being into a machine. They've contaminated your blood and turned you into a machine. And after that, what is left? But the specific problem and the topic about men and pornography is a big one. And it is something that a lot of women are not even thinking to address. They'll sneer and be nasty instead of being nasty, let's try and figure out why a man is in so much pain. Oh, what have men done for us? Men this, men that. Okay, we get it. I've gone through it. I've gone through the whole gambit myself. There's no point of pointing fingers and blaming someone else when really you should be looking up there, because that's where all the trickle-down effect is coming from. It's difficult, and a lot of men have my commiserations and sympathies on a very difficult topic to cover. And healing from pornography, healing from porn addictions is very important. It's very easy to get addicted. For men, mostly their sex drives are controlling them, not from a bad place. That is just generally what testosterone does to a man. But men of today are lacking testosterone. They're high in estrogen, low in testosterone, which is why they're behaving like women. Again, intentional. I don't think any man sets out to behave that way. So before you go pointing fingers at women, this, men, that, you have to understand the modern day problems of what the cabal or the elite have put into people so they become that way. Men and pornography is a big one, and it's one of the major reasons they're struggling to have proper, healthy, keyword is healthy relationships. They can have a relationship with a woman, but whatever's going on subconsciously, or they're enacting whatever porn scene they've got in their head, they want to put that on women. So when a man who is maybe addicted, or lots of guys of today meet real women, and there are not many of us around, they'll probably crack, because we're just not interested in the modern day bullshit and the nonsense. And in today's society, it's not about a man being a man or a woman being a woman. You have to ask yourself why people are not individuals, and what I've covered in the video is pretty much the answer.